it's me, earthmanbrick. We're back. Now, I'm going to be going through a couple of things. This is just a few little purchases I made. Now, I don't normally, buy a lot of stuff. I usually scratch build everything that I can, but these were just kind of too good to resist. So I went and bought this from China, basically on eBay, and it was only like I managed to find the last one. It's always the last one they have, and yeah, I think this usually retails for about £2.50, but I managed to get it for about half that. And yeah, it's a working. I can open it up now for doing the bloody video. Yeah, it's a keychain of a working little. You can see the tombolas there. It's a Pokemon themed slot machine, and you pull the arm, and yeah, it's all just kind of spring loaded, the whole thing. And yeah, it's a nice little novelty toy. I thought this would be great for that arcade I've been making for bloody years and haven't finished. So I thought, yeah, this will help get me towards finishing it. And as you can see here, I managed to find these the other day in Aldi. Yeah, and these were only like £2.50. I thought, yeah, that's about the right scale. So I thought, yeah, you know what? For a £5 for these two things together, that's not bad. And so I'll more or less just be chopping off the chain. I can open these up as well. You can see how crap the games are. That's the back of the box. It just says, contains batteries. Wow. I never would have thought with an LCD screen that it had battery. I think the more shocking thing is that it actually has instructions. So here we go. Half the instructions is, oh my God, crappy pieces of paper. Yeah, it's just a disclaimer. Basically, batteries can explode, they can corrode, all that nonsense. Press on/off button to start, and basically it's like Tetris, I think. So on/off button, I think it's this big one, is it? There's a little tag there. You pull the tag and then the battery will connect to the rest of the machine. And it looks like there's a sleeve on there. Yep, you can see it's slightly warped in the corner, so there's a screen protector on it. Just if I get something relatively pointy, something like this, I can hook that in because I don't want to remove the screen protector. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of keep it like that. How does it scale with the other one? Pretty bloody well. I mean, obviously it's a massive novelty type of thing, and yeah, sometimes in arcades you get, and casinos and stuff, you do get, like, if it was out of scale, I would use this for the outdoor sign of the thing, just have it up. Just as a kind of a, I don't know, something to hook people in. You often see that with these sorts of things. They have big, flashy signs. And this one is like, it's basically a Simon Says, I think, but it's like a dance thing, and it doesn't feel like there's a button there. But I'm not going to be using it as that anyway, so. But yeah, I think that's going to scale pretty well. Quite a bit of chunk. I think most of that will be, no, the battery's up here, so yeah, I think that'll work marvelously well. Again, you'd need to pull this bit for it to actually work. I suppose I could do that. Let's give it a go. What the hell? I can always... Oh my God, it lights up and everything. So, yeah, let's have a look-see. So it's even got sounds, which I didn't think it would. So we just... Yeah, I'm starting to regret this. So, am I... I see. Okay, I have no idea how this game actually works, and it bugger me, that's bloody annoying. Let's see how this one is. 99 in 1. I think it's just 9 in 1, to be honest. So I think you can... So it's got a whole variety of different sort of games. Let me put it up here. Oh my goodness, so there's a whole lettering system. So A is what? That looks like Space Invaders, maybe? There's your breakout for B. C is another form of breakout. A hybrid between the two. Yep, more breakout. I have no idea what that is. Racing, maybe? Yeah, like Formula 1. G... yeah, it looks like it's a collision racing thing. Shooter... I don't know. Loads of bloody games. I'm guessing one of them will be Tetris, but... Sack that. Oh, and the joystick actually works as well. But, yeah. Ugh. I think there's good reason why we don't play games with joysticks anymore. This is, the sense of awareness. Again, these things are just a novelty. I'm going to chop off these keychain parts on all these, and we'll just have them as arcade machines to complement the existing ones. And in order to do that, I thought, yeah, I'm going to go through a quick run through of all the ones we've built so far. So I'm just going to start pulling them all out. So this one was meant to be like a coin pusher. You know, where there's two trays and the tray's like constantly moving back and forth, and you slot in the coins and you try to get more coins out at the bottom. And occasionally you get little prizes. I didn't have a chance for that. So the way I made this was old MDF and plastic sprue frames. That's an old plastic sprue frame there for the arch. And then I've gone around it with card. All these buildings and things I cut out of an old toy catalogue. All this other stuff I painstakingly made out of card. That's old plastic packaging, you know, like the plastic packaging we had here. I just kind of, if you just kind of score it, you can then sort of bend and fold it to your whim, so it's actually quite a cool material. Yep, these circular bits, those were already part of the plastic sprue frame, so it was just a case of tidying it up and adding rhinestones in between to make it look like lights. So I just painted the original knob silver, and it's two-sided, so the other one's all like gold coins, this one's all silver. The coins were all just glitter glue. And you can see that hole there, and it, you know, it just gives you the impression, and it works. I think it looks pretty bloody cool. Treasure X, we've got some sort of, looks like one of those plasma orbs. It doesn't make sense at all, none of this does, but, you know, it's flashy and stuff, and it's all rusted up to make it look like a post-apocalyptic arcade. So, what have we got here as well? Oh yes, this was our racing games that we made. These chairs, I actually molded these parts. I originally painstakingly made them out of card and then sculpted on some milliput and then cast them in a mold. And made plenty of them. The kart racers game, Nickelodeon one, that I just cut out of the catalogue, like a toy catalogue. They have a lot of video games in those, so yeah, they make great for the size of cabinets. I found some numbers, so I cut them out and put them on the back of the chairs. That's just a push pin that you would get for, you know, like your trousers or your buttons and stuff. It's I think they're called snap pins. Those are great for little steering wheels. And also the other parts are really good for those kind of like turning handles that you get on those, what is it, like submarine doors and things to lock them. So yep, that's, I just cut out of a PPE catalogue. I just thought, yeah, warning machine label on the back. And yeah, I think it generally works. The rest is all just cardboard. So cheap as chips, piece of piss to make. Did it take time? Yeah, but let's have the fun. And then, of course, just using lots of stippling texture techniques to make up all the rust and give it some character. What else we got here? Ah, there we go. Ski ball. And I made this sign just by cutting out letters. You know, like those... it was one of those movie tropes where people would cut out random letters out of catalogs and stuff, and they would write a threatening death note. I just did that, but did it for a sign, you know, so... Maybe I am a psycho. Maybe this is where my inner psycho comes out. But I channel it into my art, so here we go. And, yep, this is all just a big block of card. More card strips around it. And then I think I just, again, that's all card. These are just circles of card that are just hooped around and glued in. And then this stuff, this netting, that's mosquito netting. And the digital scores up the top there, you can barely see them. Those are just old cable tie feeds. And I stuck those on. The signs at the back, the poles to hold up the sign for the ski ball here, that's just some cocktail sticks that I've skewered in. And then just bits of card on the back, just all glued together. And yeah, I think it works. Perfect for the little arcade machine. We tend not to have ski ball here in the UK. It's more so an American thing. Some more random arcade cabinets. We've got a Mario one here. We've got a Sonic the Hedgehog one, which has some, I don't know, it's a bit lackluster. We've got some wires hanging out the back, some more hazard labels. And again, it's usually just a case of, you know, you chop out the general shape that you want with the card, and then you make a net of the shape, and then just fill it with more of your kind of corrugated card, just to thicken it up. And the good thing about corrugated card is that it's squishable, so you can kind of fudge it together so that it generally works. And then I think that was an old push pin, I think, I used for the big joystick there. And that's just bits of wire for those joysticks. Yeah, very simple stuff. And I made up the buttons. Those are just old rhinestones. Yeah, simple stuff. What else we got here? We have... Let me just grab it. We got more Sonic. Yeah, I was able to find a lot of Sonic logos and stuff in the toy catalog, so I was chopping them out. This whole part here, this is a pinball table, and then I've just put on a sheet of acetate over the top. And that was a part I made a mold of. And there was old bits of card that I just cut out small cardboard strips to make a generic looking pinball table. And then I thought, yeah, I can make molds of that and then just make up loads of pinball tables. So that generally worked. This is another kind of racing game. I think it's Sonic Racing, yeah. Just cutting out the box art from video games from the toy catalog. And then again, it's all the same techniques used over and over. And yeah, we'll have more than enough arcade machines, I think, by the end of it. Oh, and yep, I found a Fortnite logo, so I thought, yeah, I'll turn that into a scrolling shooter type game. So I just, yeah, again, it's more card. It's a recognizable logo. And the smashed up screen here, that was just a sheet of clear food packaging that I've just gone over with a knife and just started from a single point and then just drew lots of lines coming out to make the smashed look appearance. And I think that generally works. It looks like it's a broken arcade cabinet. Something that you do tend to see from time to time, sad as it is. Oh, and this is a classic. The old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. Yeah, lots of fun to make these, and I went for a convex. No, sorry, that's not convex. That's concave. Convex is when it sticks out, and protrudes outwards. Concave is when it's sunken in. So it's an easy way to sort of remember the difference between the two. So that's a concave screen that just kind of curves in there. And yeah, that was a loving homage to the original arcade game. What else we got? Oh yeah, the VR cabinets were a big thing back in the day, and you used to get really big fancy ones with for the Star Wars arcade games. So I thought I'd try my hand at making one of these, a sort of little enclosure. There's a seat in there, there is a joystick and stuff. You can barely see it because of this crap lighting, but yeah, that's it all there. Lots of cable tie feeds. That's a bit of cable tie there. More cable tie that's stuck on there. And I think these were from an old set of stickers I had that I got in the pound shop. Ridiculously cheap, because I love a fucking bargain. Who doesn't love a bargain? So yeah, I got all those, chopped them out and stuck them on, and I thought, yeah, that won't look out of place in an arcade. We've got some random Pokemon game here. Again, just chopping out more bits and bobs out the toy catalogue. There's a tiny little cable tie feed there. More cable ties. Even more cable ties. You can tell I love my cable ties. Very ubiquitous. Great for modern builds like this. And yet we've gone for a sort of a smash green aesthetic there and really mucked it up. Made it look grimy. A couple more here. We've got another random Super Mario one. Just a generic kind of thing. Again, just using up all those pages in the catalogue. We've got a Pac-Man one here with another smash screen. Nice big red rhinestone there that just helps center it. Yep, we've got some random Pac-Man stuff in the back. In fact, what is this? Is this does it actually light up? Is it going to work? Or is it permanently broken? Nope, I think it's damaged beyond repair. I did have it so that it lit up on the inside. Oh, you can kind of see it. There we go. So I thought that would be a cool idea. Didn't quite work. It's awfully dim. But yeah, got a little... it's just a hacked up one of these, like light up LEDs that are just broken up and put in there. Was it worth the effort? Probably not, but I thought I'd try it. What else we got here? We got another Pac-Man. This is a classic. Used to have these in pubs back in the 80s all the time. It's a flat sort of coffee style table, but there's arcade sticks either side, and you'd be able to play games like Pac-Man, Space Invaders and whatnot. Yeah, these were commonplace in the pubs, and they've started bringing them back now to places like JD Wetherspoons, which is a nice chain of pubs here in the UK. Really, really good ethical company as well, because they tend to buy up a lot of old classic churches and buildings with a real rich history, you know, old town halls. And yeah, they put the entire history of the building and stuff on the website, and they go out of their way to preserve it. So they must be getting some sort of like, I don't know, some sort of like national trust and things. Probably one of those trusts and charity organizations to help preserve a lot of the culture and stuff within the UK, which I think is great, because the UK's got some of the oldest architecture and beautiful buildings, and it's nice to see them getting preserved. This is an old Mortal Kombat one. Managed to find a screenshot, and yeah, again, this was I think this was more old arcade cabinets at the back of the toy catalogue. I just get the Smiths one. Yeah, because they provide a toy catalogue every year, and it's a treasure trove, absolute treasure trove of bits and bobs. Oh, that's the joysticks and stuff for the Fortnite one. I made it on a separate kind of podium so that you'd be able to have the screen and then the joysticks. And it made sense to have it far back. You know, you could pace it however you want. And then it's, if you're playing a game and stuff, you've got cover. As well as, yeah. I don't know, it just made sense. A random slot machine with a nice, I think that was rainbow hair for some girl's doll's toy. So I thought, yeah, that looks good for a random slot machine. And I think the tombolas here, those parts, I just clipped off an old super glue bottle, just like one of the lids. And yeah, I was able to juxtapose that to make it just, because all you need is the general impression of the thing. And yeah, that's just a bit of wire, an old push pin, just like stuck in there, bent. And yeah, it looks like another weird little slot machine. That's got a couple of these. I think that's for this slot machine here. And again, these are just what is it I made these out of? That's milliput there. And that would have been milliput as well. And then that's an old plastic straw. And then I've just fed wire through it. I didn't make a lot of these because they're a bit of a pain to make. What else have we got here? We've got a whack-a-mole. So there's our Pokemon and a nice big hammer which I scratch built. That's what is it? It's old cable tubing, plastic straw, cocktail stick jammed in between. I think what was that? That was an old bit of plastic sprue. And yeah, I just jury rigged that hammer. And there's a lot of little diglets and some holes to imply the whole whack-a-mole thing. And so it's a kind of a Pokemon whack-a-mole, and that's supposed to be a digital readout there to show you the score. Yeah, simple stuff. Again, it's all about creating the aesthetic. And we've got a couple of non-arcade cabinets here. This is a pool table that we've made, and this is all cardboard. That's a little, I think it's like a little glass bead that I got from, what was it, hand soap pump dispensers. Old cocktail stick. That's a small bit of cardboard there to make the triangle. I didn't bother with all the other balls on the table because if you haven't put the money in, then you know all the other balls would be pocketed, so it made sense to just kind of leave it like that. And yeah, it's all cardboard. I've used little hole punched pieces of card there just for the table legs, really going in on the detail when I didn't really need to. And yeah, there's a hole punched card so you can see there is actual holes in the table. No nets to actually hold anything, but then you're not actually going to use it as a pool table. You just need the impression. Pool, snooker, whatever. And this is an old ice hockey table, so we've got for some reason we've got a little bit of grass foliage in there. Don't need that. Yeah, I'll get it later. But yeah, just made the handles from bits of wire. These are just hole punched pieces of card. And yeah, just textured it up. Very simple. All cardboard, and these are just plastic straws with pins just to secure them in place. And the little goals there, you could make those out of card. I think I had some molded pieces for the goals that I also used for these. The sort of the coin grabbers at the bottom here, or coin catchers I should say. And what else have we got? I want to get through this relatively quickly. Oh yeah, this is I think it's a Minecraft game? I don't know, there's another part for that. This is our Jurassic World kind of scrolling shooter, again with the smash screen. I love the smash screen aesthetic. And we've got a little, what's it? It's a secret code number there. It's actually just how you would spell Pepsi. If you inverted it. But anyway, I digress. Jurassic World game. What's this? Ah, that's the seat for the Sonic racing game. So that would just kind of sit in there. There we go. This one's actually got little pedals that I made from old cable tie feeds as well. Yeah, I probably went into far too much detail on this one. But I think it works. Looks fun, looks cool. Looks like exactly what you'd see in an arcade. Oh, and there's it. So that was another whack-a-mole, but it's a Minecraft one. Why you'd be a Minecraft whack-a-mole? I've no idea, but yep, little hammer. Again, scratch build. It's all scratch built, this stuff. What have we got here? Oh, this is a... leave that one till last. So that's a pretty big one. Yeah, we've got some... so we've got the big dancing machine thing here. But we've got this one that we made. And I just cut out the Just Dance signs. That was old plastic packaging there, I believe. That I've used for... And then I think I've gone over it with a pen. I don't remember. That's old ring-bound wire there. And yeah, just very simple stuff. But yeah, you get the general impression of what it is. I should have probably put on more lights and things. Jazzed it up a bit, but... yeah, it's good enough. Kind of over a lot of these things now. Oh, foosball table. So again, that's just bits of wire that I've jammed through, and then I've just looped over some card over itself, painted the rows, the different colors, and the bottom all green, and there's that molded piece again, either side. And yeah, the rest is all just cardboard. Very simple, but again, lots of additions for the arcade. There's another pinball machine, a Star Wars one, because again, lots of Star Wars logos in the catalog. The gift that keeps on giving. And yeah. So another pinball table, random one. We've got... this would be Mortal Kombat 2. Again, with a smash screen. Lots of cable ties. Mostly card. And old clippings. And these parts are molded PCs that I've made. And I've colored the buttons like a SNES controller. And that's another stool. Ah, I made this one as a bit of a... oh, it's another one of those. I didn't realize I made two of them. Just so you don't think I'm lying. There you go, that's two of them. And you can see it's definitely hair. And I thought, yep, that works for basic slot machines. Yes, I made this one. This was Cyberpunk, and you're meant to have the guns at the front. Do not use, it's a buggy mess. Because at the time Cyberpunk had just come out, and yeah, it was not a good game at all. But it's since redeemed itself. It's one of the best games out there. And we're on the dregs now. A couple more arcade cabinets, a random Minecraft one, and random Pac-Man one. Again, all the same techniques, all thrown together. This one is one of my favorites. This is the claw machine. This one took bloody ages to make, so I used that's our old spring there. the claw I painstakingly made with wire. All the toys on the inside I individually sculpted by hand. Yep. So we've got a rabbit there, we've got a star, we've got, I think that's meant to be like a penguin, it's just a very flat thing. That's meant to be like a squishy, yeah, a teddy bear, and yeah, you'll see the same ones repeating, but I just painted them different colors. Absolute pain in the ass to paint, but yeah, sculpting them was easy enough, and then it was just a case of casting them, throwing them in, and yeah, making the whole slot thing. Because this was, I had to make the roof part, and you can see the claw. It's just drilled and pinned, and same with the spring. Those are both drilled and pinned into an old piece of plastic sprue that's just glued to the top. Random signage there, and yeah, making this was all just cardboard for this bottom section, and then it was a case of wrapping the whole thing around with the clear food packaging, and you can see that's where it's overlapped there. So I've folded that up, and then that's all just cable tie molded on round button and stuff that's made out of card. Yeah, I think it all generally works. You get the impression of what it is, and that's kind of all you need. And this is the last one here. This is your prize counter, which I think definitely need to jazz up. I think what I'll do is I'll have little lights or rhinestones going around all the edge here, and you know, probably one color versus another color, or just like a sequence of different colors going all the way around, and lots of logos. Yep, the little what is it called again? Crap, I can't remember the brand. Hello Kitty, that's it. Yeah, I sculpted that myself. I think what I did was I made the shape out of card, and then stuck on a layer of putty over the top, and then just made up the details. Relatively easy. These are guns that I've made in previous videos, and I just painted them different colors to look like water pistols and Nerf guns, that sort of thing. More of these random toys and things. Oh, that's a couple of Necrons that I made. I forget what they're called, but it's the little sort of nanite things. Little cupboard doors and stuff, which is just hole punch pieces of card, squares of card. All works relatively well. There's the old cash register I made. Yep, we've got more cuddly toys and prizes all in here. A couple of cats. I think those were gifted to me by my niece one Christmas. And yep, we've got some more random prizes here. Can't make out what they are. I think it's just like little boxes of things. Yeah, little prize counter. Because you would typically see those in an arcade, but I'll jazz that up. And then I'll get to finishing the actual full-blown arcade at some other point. But yeah, so I'm gonna go jazz up these things. I won't bother in this video. I just thought, yeah, I'd go through memory lane and then I'd actually finish the arcade, because I've got more than enough bits and bobs, and I'll get onto it. That's all I've got for you today, so thanks again for watching, and bye.